Firearm design is a highly technical and tight regulatory field, combining elements of mechanical engineering, material science, and human ergonomics, as well as legal compliances. Unlike other areas of product development, working on firearms involves strict adherence to federal and international laws, along with deep industry-specific expertise. So let's break it down what firearm design actually entails and what licensing or compliance is required to legally design, manufacture, or distribute firearms or firearm components. At its core, firearms design focuses on developing reliable, safe, and efficient mechanisms for propelling a projectile through a barrel. Designers must understand how gas pressure, mechanical linkage, recoil locking systems, and ammunition types interact with a confident space. This is not just about creating a visual appealing product, it's about engineering something that performs consistently under stress in real-world environment and within the boundaries of physics and human safety. Typical components of the firearm designer will work with include the receiver or the frame, the legally controlled part of the firearm in most jurisdictions, the barrel, which must be precisely engineered for specific calibers and pressures, trigger mechanism for safe and consistent firing, safety features such as manual safeties, drop safeties, firing pin blocks, etc., ergonomics and form factor, including grip, angle, weight distribution, and recoil absorption. Design software like a SolidWorks, Fusion 360, or Creo are commonly used to create these components. The FAA and dynamic simulation to ensure durability, performance, and user safety. Prototypes are typically CNC machined or 3D printed with high performance materials before any live fire testing. Let's talk about licensing. In the USA, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, regulates firearms design and manufacture. If you're designing firearms for commercial purposes, you must have the proper FFL license. There are multiple types, but most designers and manufacturers operate under an FFL Type 07, which covers manufacturing as well. To legally design and build a firearm for sale, here's what you generally need: a Type 07 FFL to manufacture and sell firearm, registration through Defense Trade Control (DDTC), especially if you plan to export or work on military-grade weapons. This is required even for domestic-only commercial work in many cases. You have to be in compliance with local state laws. For example, California has additional design requirements for approved handgun holsters and safety certification. Secure premises for manufacturing and storage required by the ATF. Serial number and record keeping compliance for all serialized components. And it's very important to have a clear understanding of what is a firearm under federal law. For example, 80% lower receiver is not considered a firearm until certain operations are completed. It's important to note that even designing a certain components without a license, like suppressors or automatic fire control groups, can lead to felony charges. For international work, firearm licensing varies widely. In Europe, countries like Germany or UK have their own strict regulations, often prohibiting private or commercial development without government partnership. Even export laws, material controls, and end-user certification are all part of the process. In terms of real-world application, firearm designers may work for defense contractors, firearm manufacturers, such as Smith & Wesson, Glock, SIG, and some civilian product lines for maybe sport shooting or hunting. It's not that easy to create a properly designed firearm. As well, some designers can also work for the law enforcement suppliers, and a lot of designers are small shops that are creating aftermarket components such as grips, barrels, or the optic mount. Some designers also work as a freelancers or consult, but even then, legal compliance is mandatory. In the US, even helping someone design a functional firearm can be considered manufacturing. Lastly, one of the most important aspects of firearm design is safety testing and reliability. Every component must be tested under extreme conditions: heat, cold, impact, and dust, as well as moisture. Products that fail in the field can lead to serious injury, lawsuits, and criminal liability. Because of that, many companies carry specialized liability insurance, and third-party testing are mandatory before market launch. In summary, firearm design is not just about functional innovation, it's about accountability, safety, and legality. If you are entering this field, make sure you do so with the right training, partnership, and licenses in place. It's a rewarding but serious industry, and there is no room for shortcuts when it comes to safety and compliance.